Now, also from Warsaw is Matthew Miller, Special Advisor for Communications at the White House National Security Council. Matthew, good morning to you. It's good to have you. I do want to start there with what James Longman was talking about, these new Russian claims that they're now only interested in the eastern part of Ukraine and completely liberating the Donbass region. Does the White House actually believe this, and what could it signal for the next phase of the war?
Well, I'll say two things about that. First of all, we always wait to see what Russia actually does, not just take for granted what it actually says, because from the beginning of this conflict, they have never been honest about their aims. You have to remember before they even invaded Ukraine, for months, we were warning the world about what was to come, and Russia kept saying to the world that no, this was all fear-mongering and they did not intend to invade at all. So we're going to watch and see what they actually do. That said, it is very clear that Russia is frustrated that this war has not gone like they planned. The Ukrainians have fought bravely. They fought valiantly and skillfully. They've done so with the support of the United States and other allies who have flowed security assistance in. And so it is, I think, evidently true to us and to the Ukrainians that the Russians are frustrated, and it might be possible that they're changing their objectives. I think we'll have to wait and see over the coming weeks.
I want to turn to President Biden's major address that he's set to deliver in Warsaw as he wraps up this trip. What message can we expect from the president, and will there be any specific calls to action?
The speech tonight is really going to be an address that sets the stakes of this fight and frames the stakes of this fight. Look, this is obviously principally a war between Russia on one side and Ukraine that it invaded on the other. Ukraine with the support of the United States and other allies and partners, both in Europe and around the world. But it's also a broader fight than just between those two countries. It really is a fight between democracy on one side and autocracy on the other. And one of the main points of the president's trip to Europe this week was to continue to rally the free world to stand up to Russian aggression. And the reason he's giving this speech here in Warsaw, this is a city that for decades has been at the forefront of that fight. So it's at the forefront of the fight of overturning Soviet oppression, this birth of the Solidarity movement in the 1980s. And so it's a place where he can come and draw a connection between the fights in the past between democracy and autocracy and the contest going forward.
And speaking of that unity there, we know Poland's taken in millions of refugees. President Biden is going to meet with some refugees today. This comes after that major announcement that the U.S. will be accepting 100,000 refugees. But these people, they need help right now. Is it true this process could take years?
Well, so what I'll say about refugees and humanitarian efforts, first of all, the United States, the president announced this week that the United States will provide an additional $1 billion in humanitarian relief to Ukrainians and others who have been affected by this war. Number two, as we've said from the beginning, we will welcome refugees. The president announced this week that we will accept an additional 100,000 refugees, using all the pathways available, both refugee status as well as humanitarian parole. We're going to focus on family reunification. That said, we do believe that most of these refugees don't want to leave the immediate area. These are people who hope to go back to their country, hoped that Ukraine wins this war and they can return home. But for those who can't, we do want to offer a pathway forward, and we want to work with our European allies and partners in doing that.
Matthew Miller, thanks for your time this morning. We do appreciate it.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.